Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of like a jewel of St. Louis. We got the guy who is the guy for St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame, Big Jim Leeker, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin, thanks for the intro.
Boom. I was gonna put, you were the rookie and all that, but I thought that, you're humble.
We'll leave that for Bill McDermott.
Yeah. So here you go, man. It's that time of the year again, and you're working off of a 25, 26 hour day, and you got this and that going, and I just hats off to you, man. Way to go. It's getting real close.
Kevin. It's a labor of love, and sometimes it's really a labor.
Boom. Well, you got something new, and then you got that something old and all. But but the deal is, I don't think I got anything other than what you will. You're the band. You're the Lawrence Welk of St. Louis soccer, man. You make everything work. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be another great event. You'll be the first to know, and then anybody who listens to your podcast, we haven't even sent the announcements out to our email list. Now, a lot of the people who are on the mailing list are on the email list, but there are probably a number of people who are waiting to get information, and maybe they haven't called me, maybe they've called somebody else, but oddly enough, and it's a good oddly, we're about 5 tables short of selling out.
Wow.
The almost 800 seat capacity of the River City Casino.
Wow.
It'll be sold out once, and I'm waiting for confirmation from a couple of people to make sure that they're in on the event. We'll send it out. We'll send the information out to our email list, and the email list is our blanket to all the former inductees and honorees, and people that we played soccer with and against. Yeah. A lot of people who are Hall of Famers, but a lot of people who aren't. And some of these people usually come to the banquet, but we wanted to make sure that the inductees got their tables taken care of. And once the letter went out, it was like gangbusters. Everybody was online and filling out their requests for tickets. And like I said, the facility is, I think it's 8 people shy of 800. So we're almost at capacity right now, and we still have February and half of March before the banquet starts. And we know there's going to be people coming at the last minute saying, "I wish I had a ticket."
Yeah.
And hopefully we might get a cancellation or two. We'll have a waiting list in case somebody drops out, that we can get the new people in that maybe want to attend. But the venue is going to be the River City Casino. The date of the event is Thursday night, March the 12th, and it'll be a great night. Another great night.
You got the time in your back pocket by any chance?
The time, the doors open at 5:30. Sit-down dinner starts at around 7, and we're planning on the ceremony starting at about 7:45.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
and we wanted to get this event in early in the year, and we just couldn't get a date with Union Station. And even if we were at Union Station, we were probably going to have a maximum number of people that we could invite or that could attend, because we were over 1,000 last year. We were a little bit over 1,000 last year, and it was really, really, really uncomfortable for a number of people. Not being able to hear because they had to take out some speakers to add the tables, and so it was an inconvenience for a lot of people who didn't get a chance to hear some of the stuff that was going on.
Wow.
So, and so we have to have a cutoff somehow.
Yeah.
We just can't have people coming in and
Yeah. Sometimes big isn't better.
Yeah, we'd love to have everybody there, but there really isn't any places in St. Louis that can handle a get-together such as ours.
Well, you got a point there, yeah.
Yeah. I actually drove by downtown the other day, and a tear came to my eyes when you saw the Millennium. The Millennium is so large.
Yeah.
And that's, they're taking out the floors now.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I'm waiting for it to fall on the highway, fall on the overpass. I mean, it's so close, and I'm thinking, well, what would they do if they were to try and demolish that by dynamite? And have it fall down on itself.
Yeah, they got NASA guys on this act. They're really good at it.
If it falls one way, it goes on the highway. If it falls the other way, it goes on the stadium.
There you go.
Yeah.
They got it so precise. It goes into my wallet, and I can open them. Yeah, you go, Jim. There you go. All right, man. Hey, man. Just so that you're so humble that I have to broadcast you. Is Tampa Bay with the likes of Perry Vanderbeck came and you schooled them and about how they had their Hall of Fame down there, and it was success.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, so successful, and they had the same. You can't call them problems. They had the same difficulties as we have every year. People getting up, they say, okay, we're going to give you 3 minutes. Well, people get up there and they just talk and talk and talk, and there's no way to really cut them off. And so, we're trying something different, and it was really kind of neat that one of the inductees, in his bio that I asked him to review and make sure that everything is right, he kind of added to his bio with a little bitty thank you. And I thought, what a great idea that he can thank the people in his bio.
Wow.
That's going to be on the website for, forever.
Yeah.
The people that were responsible for his accomplishments. I asked everybody else, make your thank yous on your bio.
Wow.
And it's going to be in the program, and they don't have to spend a whole lot of time, being on the microphone, thanking people, that they were instrumental in their careers, but there's only one small group of people who are being geared to at that time. And let's just say that family, that inductee brought in 2 tables. So that's 24 people who are listening to that. And a lot of other people may be listening, but their focus is on who's going to be next and who's going to be after that, who's going to be after that. And so I think we were able to convince them, just get up there and say, I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my husband, my children, Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
And that'll be it. Yeah.
Well, you can read the room, baby. You know how to read a room.
Well, Bill McDermott is the one that can read the room.
Okay.
He knows. Yeah, he's done more than enough.
Oh man.
His events. If there was anybody, he was schooled by the best. He was schooled by Jack Buck.
Wow.
And Jack Buck would give him hints on how to prepare and how to run the room, and and for him to be the speaker for us, we're blessed. We're blessed to have somebody like Bill in the St. Louis area. But but once again we started talking about Perry. Perry did a great job with the Tampa Bay, Soccer Hall of Fame in their inaugural year. And then next year is going to be even better because they learn.
Yeah.
Every year you learn a little bit more. And, for him to say, hey, I want you to come down and be a part of this, he treated me like royalty. And I'm not royalty, I'm just Jim Leeker.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. But they did everything right. They did everything right.
Cool.
And like I said, they're going to expound on it, in the coming years, once they have, a little bit more under their belt, and how they can, make the evening a little bit more. Can't be more successful. Be a little bit, I'll say a little bit more successful in maybe getting a jacket. Maybe doing rings.
Yeah.
Instead of just plaques. These types of things.
Right. Yeah. I tell you, I'm really amazed at Perry Vanderbeck. I mean, this guy. Every time you hear him or see him, there's something new. He impresses every time.
Yeah, and he's kind of been the backbone and responsible for this Champions League that's been started in the high schools here in St. Louis. It was his and a couple of other guys down in the Florida area that thought about this, and they brought it to St. Louis and got people online like Tim McAvoy. Yeah. And Al Trost to be a spokesman.
Yeah, man.
He asked the Champions League asked me to be a spokesman, and I had to cancel out on the first meeting, and I guess I'm still on their email list, but I haven't been able to participate in that at all.
Yeah, right.
But
it's
you do a great job. You're there. You're doing the podcast.
Right.
Whenever there's an event.
Right. Yeah, like you said, it's a labor of love, man. I mean, it's an easy peasy thing. When you love it, you just I'll do this, I'll do that. And, and it's really coming up. You had some skin in the game. You had your grandsons playing.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson and Jacob Kaiser for Oakville this year. I can't think of any two players that were more fun to watch. On a high school level. I mean, Jacob, who's 2 years younger than Jackson. He said he had more fun this year than he has playing soccer in a long time.
Wow.
I mean, he's a product of that. Every night you have to be practicing at Scott Gallagher. Every night you have to be ready to be on your best. Yeah. To make sure that that you don't lose your spot on the team, and but to see the two of them play together was really warming to the heart.
I bet, yeah.
And they lost a tough game. In the districts against Vianney. It was a great goal. It was a great goal that was scored.
Yeah. And
oddly enough, the kid who scored it, I kind of was responsible for his father playing soccer. He was from the Oakville area and was on the church team that I coached.
Nice.
And so whatever tutoring his father gave his son, he got from me.
There you go, baby. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. If you don't mind, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about the class of 2026 and the honorees, and we'll finish up, with whatever else when you talk, whatever else you want me to talk about.
This
okay?
Yes. This is only audio, so you can't see me on bending knee to ask you. Please do that.
Okay. Well, like I said once before, the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame class of 2026 is another stellar class. Leading off with Jenni Burton Anderson, a standout at Umsel, in their Hall of Fame at Umsel. Shane Battelle, St. Louis U, in their Hall of Fame, a member of a great St. Louis U team that included Brian McBride. Matter of fact, I just added a couple of pictures on Shane's bio that he sent me. One of them is with him trying to outjump Brian McBride for a the next on the list is Tim Berra. Tim Berra was an All-American at University of South Carolina. He was one of the first guys, one of the first players from St. Louis that was picked up to go out to South Carolina. Next on the list is Jackie Billet, standout All-American at University of Wisconsin, and who was actually a national team member.
Nice.
The next is Larry Julius, standout at Flo Valley, who went on to a great indoor career and was actually on the national futsal team. John Klein II. What a great story about John Klein II. He went to Duke and transferred to St. Louis U to follow in his father's footsteps. John Klein's, I'll just say John Klein. Yeah. And then, I think it was the first to have 3 generations of soccer players at St. Louis U.
Wow.
So it was John Klein Sr., or the father, John Klein II, and then John Klein III, who was a standout just a few years ago at St. Louis U.
Wow.
But John Klein II ended up being a great coach down at Columbia College, and after about maybe 15 years or so, he transferred his talents to Southeast Missouri State down in Cape Girardeau, where he's doing just the women. When he was at Columbia, he did both the men and the women, but down in Columbia, he's just doing the women.
Wow.
The next is Shane McManus.
Hey, Irish, way to go.
And I told him yesterday, I said, remember, you're going to be able to play you're going to be able to walk in the St. Patrick's Day parade too. But Shane was a standout at was it Western Illinois? Gosh darn, was it? Yeah, Western Illinois. Standout at Flo Valley. But just a great one. You talk about a humble guy, another humble player.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Irv Pesek. Irv was a product of Quincy College, and who went on to be on a national championship team or NAIA championship team at Quincy, along with being All-American. John Stone, a standout at SIU Edwardsville, and he just drove me crazy when I was coaching in the senior levels. John's just a heck of a player. and he went through the Scott Gallagher program and was a member of the McGuire Cup, Junior Cup Championship the 1 year.
Nice.
Tom Strunk is standout at St. Louis U, and who went on to be drafted by the Steamers, but I don't think he actually, laced them up or anything. He became involved with a company called Worldwide Technology, and he is now in charge of. He's the CFO at Worldwide Technology. But he actually played a couple of years for me on my Kudos team when I was coaching.
Nice.
So another great player. And then last but not least, Nick Traina. What a great name the Traina is.
Yeah.
With Nick's father John, Uncle Pete, just an unbelievable, family name. And Nick carried it on as a standout at UMSL, and he went on to coach or play up in the Springfield area, where he ended up, being a coach up in the Springfield area.
Wow!
So those are the inductees. If you let me take a breath, I'll tell you who the Jimmy Johnson, awardee.
Well,
and who the future stars are, and who the coaches.
Well, I was going to do a part 2 for that.
Okay.
Because the hamsters are calling, hey, they need a break.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end it there, and then we'll come back, and we'll do the honorees, the Jimmy Johnson, the Jimmy Dunn High School coach, and the Bob Keel future stars.
There you go. And I'll call you to make arrangements. But ladies and gentlemen, this is right up your alley. This is the place to be to know about the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame by Big Jim Leeker.
Thanks, Kevin. You take care.
All right, now. Peace.
All right. Okay.